on some things on that front, and I want to get some clarification. First and foremost, have you made it a policy at Godworks that anybody who bought parts would not be reimbursed?
So how I did it at first, when I had my job at PD and all that, Godworks was never going to be a source of income. It was always a passion. I always loved it. I always wanted to own a business, and I was going to do like that. Once I lost my job, I continued to put my own money in there, continued doing all that. And then they were never originally going to put any money into the stash. I was covering my own expenses. I was doing all that. Me and Charlie would put money in, maybe Natalie 10K here and there, whatever, right? And I was doing the expenses. I was taking track of all that. It only happened.
Pause for a second. When you say Natalie and the others were putting money in, was that their own money or was that money that they got from Godworks?
It makes sense.
So that
so that would mean it was out of the pocket. So you guys were all taking it out of pocket, not from the Godworks.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So continue.
So it stopped, and for a while, no employees ever were putting money in, right? But then I had a few times where they did and stuff. When I came, I was like, dude, you don't have to do that. You know what I mean? I'll give you the money back. Everyone was always like, no, it's not a problem. You know what I mean? It's fine, it's fine. And then it sort of went like that. So I was like, well, if you guys are going to do that, regardless of what I say, there's only a few of you that I'm comfortable with doing that. You know what I mean? And that's when Rodney, Zach, Gramps a few times, I think. I think those are like the main 3 people who have. Pandora has put some money in. You know what I mean? But it was always like, every time they did that, I asked them, do you want me to pay you the money back? I'll give you the money back. And every single time they said, no, it's fine. We're doing it to help you and keep the business running. Because at the time, I was going through all that BS.
So let me put this into a scenario. I think that'll make you understand where the issue comes in here, okay?
I said, what?
Let's say you're running Godworks and I'm an employee at Godworks, right? I buy, including the tax, $200,000 worth of parts, okay? And I tell you, don't worry about it. Don't pay me back. Not a big deal, right? But then you turn around on your tax form and you write that you had used those $200,000
Hello, everyone.
and had them as expenses. Well, the business didn't pay for those, so how are they expenses? Do you see where the problem comes in, Jimmy?
I guess I'm still a little confused on what
because you, as the business operator, yeah, go ahead, David.
Because you, as the business operator, and the business did not pay for those parts, you cannot count them as an expense.
Yeah. So have they been getting counted as an expense? Because I haven't counted them.
Actually, Jimmy, I've taken a look at it, and after reviewing your till system, when it is recorded for Natalie to do your accountant work, it has all of the parts that were used to do someone's work listed on there, and she's calculating that as a business expense because she doesn't know who is paying for those parts. She doesn't have an absolute certainty as to who is paying for them. Yeah. Therefore, she is calculating that as a business expense regardless.
So you see what's happening? Because your bookkeeping doesn't differentiate between what somebody else paid for parts and what the business paid for parts. The business has been just claiming it all as expenses. So now you've got a ballpark of, what do we figure, like 850K-ish? Based on some of the testimonies we've gotten. Now, keep in mind, Zach's going to go through and do a full audit of what people have been putting in because they've kind of shown us how they've been logging, and we can only go based off of what's logged to figure out what the total is. But even at a ballpark of 850K, you're looking at like $425,000 in taxes that haven't been paid.
It's a little late to do.
So do you see how this problem arose from good intentions? I'm not saying that it was done intentionally out of malfeasance.
So,
but just,
I mean, even if the money's coming out of my pocket straight back into the shit and it's not been used from the business in there, that doesn't count as expenses either?
No, because it didn't come from the Godworks funds. It has to be money that comes out of Godworks.
So I think that's where I might have fucked up. I figured because as an employee or an owner, if we put money, our own
I'm fine. This is my job, you guys, and I'm good at it.
Taxed, it would be considered an expense.
No. The taxes, the tax value of that also counts as an expense. So if you bought a part for $100 and then it got taxed for the $30 extra, you get to report that entire $130 as your expense.
Vehicle evaded and picked up Angel Garcia from
Okay.
Rosanna.
So because I haven't used
This one.
any of the money the business has made and used it, well, I mean, I did that actually today, and the other day I put 50
run
and
it
30K
yourself,
in.
so it's
Today,
making
from
sure.
directly the money I pulled out of the business thing and put it back, that would then be considered an expense. But if I just use my own money I
Correct.
made, that wouldn't be an expense.
Correct.
Yeah.
Do you see where the problem is coming in
Okay.
now and why you're so out
Yeah.
of whack?
Yeah, I understand.
So and I want to make it clear, like this has clearly just been an overlook and a
big,
misunderstanding.
Yeah, misunderstanding,
Because-
whatever.
Yeah, but again, it's not out of malfeasance. It's just a simple misunderstanding in terms of how the businesses should be operating. Because I guarantee you,
10:32.
if we run this audit on other
Yeah, I
businesses
can
as well,
attempt to attach, but
we're going to run into the same problem, right?
I mean, in that.
So
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do here is figure out what's going on because somebody did bring it to our attention. You know, they brought some things to our attention that of concern. So we're not saying that, you know, you're a bad person or anything like that. Okay, we're just to be clear. This is just a little stumble in terms of basic business operation.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna happen.
And the
So-
reason I shut God's work as well is because we don't want any more income coming in while we're trying to figure out what's happening with the money.
Right. And to be clear, because Natalie was involved.
Hello,
Rose
Jack
is closed
Lombard.
as well to
Welcome.
ensure that
I know.
She
So
wasn't.
You know-
doing
what do we
anything
do in
dodgy.
the future then? I just need to make something to differentiate what the business pays for.
Well, there's one of two things needs to happen. You need to either which is going to be the harder one. You track what people have put in themselves, and just leave it at that, so that Natalie can just deduct that at the end of the tax period, or whoever your accountant is, right?
Okay.
Or you start requiring everybody to put how much they put into the stash,
into the stash
And
in
then-
the thing.
and then you or Charlie, since she's now an operator, can access that money,
Yeah.
pays it back immediately, because then it doesn't
Okay.
change your bookkeeping, right?
Okay.
Because the money that they just paid is now zeroed out, and now those stash items now count as expenses.
Okay. So I'm.
So I
hold on.
recommend I recommend the second step. Just
So
require
I'm-
that. Oh, go ahead.
You said it's zeroed out, meaning it does count as expenses if
Yeah.
the parts are used. So how does that? But it.
So-
I mean,
so
because
because-
I paid them. Oh, okay, I get it. Because
Exactly.
I paid them back, then I could be able to, from the business money, I'd then be able to have that as an expense because I've technically bought it with the business money.
Exactly.
Okay, all right, I
That's
got you.
it.
Okay,
Now you got
Okay.
it. So
Now that-
I recommend doing it that way. Just require that when they put the parts in, that they also put in what the value of the parts plus tax was.
okay,
That
And
way
this-
you can pay them back direct.
okay.
There's one
That
thing I
makes
do have
sense.
to interject here, David. As far as my place in the audit is concerned, I have to be honest with you, Your Honor. There are some of these logs that have been done that are not sufficient for me to be able to actually calculate it fairly as far as Jimmy's side is concerned. Because, like, say, for example, I've got an input for parts that were added to the stock, but the actual stock list that was provided at the start of the shift, and then the restock happened like 3 hours later. I have no idea how many parts were actually used and how many were actually paid for and then added. So
Sure.
as far as a
I
closer
would-
window is concerned, like it was posted maybe 10, 20 minutes later, you think that would be fair?
I think that would be fair. Let's assume, yeah. Let's not go with crazy windows when those purchases happen. But at the same time, let's also give Jimmy some benefit of the doubt on this audit, because like I said, this wasn't done out of malfeasance, because everybody we've talked to didn't consider that as a thing in terms of how the taxes should be done, which is fine. Okay. But we're clearing this up now, and we're gonna get it cleared up with all the businesses going forward. This sort of thing doesn't happen.
Okay.
And what'll happen, Jimmy, is after we finish the audit and figure out how much GodWorks is short, at that point in time, we'll figure out like a repayment plan and stuff like that. because I don't want the business to go broke in terms, trying to pay back the back taxes and stuff like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And my responsibility here is to ensure that the amount that is actually applied as far as what back taxes you would have to pay is accurate based on an actual 100% certainty. So anything that is kind of up in the air, like this could be something that you owe, this could be something that an employee paid for. If I cannot verify it 100%, just like when I'm prosecuting a criminal case, if I can't verify it 100%, then I'm not going to move forward on it because
Yeah,
this
we're
is
gonna
even
throw
more
it out.
complicated.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
in
we're
terms
gonna
of
be
that, I have
Mhm.
to pay my taxes and then also pay the employees back, or
no.
like-
You would just have to pay the difference on the taxes for up to now at least. Going
Okay.
forward, you should pay the
employees
staff back.
Okay.
Yes, but
Okay.
anything previous you don't have to, because we're just going to at the end of the day, right? It's going to be cheaper for you to pay the taxes than pay that difference back to the employees.
Yeah.
Because it would, like I said, we're looking at probably close to like 850K ish ballparking right now based on some testimonies. So we don't want you to have to suddenly go $1 million in debt basically to try and pay your staff back.
Mm-hmm.
And this works, and this is a win for the city too, because the city gets a little bit more money in their pocket.
Oh, yeah.
So
This is
Haley
the
will
crazy
do-
thing. I would have, like I said, it would have turned out a whole lot different. The moment my record gets expunged and I get making the money I used to get making, right? This is gonna not even be a problem. This would have never fucking
yes, it
been
would've.
a problem.
yes, it would have, because you would have
Oh,
still
what
been
I'm
paying
saying,
for it out of pocket.
Oh yeah, you're right. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, the problem, it still would have been a
Son of a
problem,
bitch,
Jimmy.
bro.
Even if you got your PD job, if you started paying out of pocket, it'd still be
You're
a fucking
right.
problem down the road, Jimmy.
You're right. You're right.
Stop paying out of pocket.
Not
Yeah.
the amount.
Use the fucking business expense for what it's supposed to be used for.
I always thought that that's how it
No,
went. I mean, I
no,
just
no,
never
no,
understood,
no,
but you're right.
no.
Okay.
Now, does it make
That
more
makes
sense
sense.
what you're supposed
Yeah.
to do?
Here's
Yeah.
here's a
Like
great
me,
example.
if I,
Go ahead, Haley.
I was gonna say, like, let's say that with the restaurant, right? I can farm my ingredients for free. Let's say I farm some milk and then put that in the business and then claimed it that I spent money on milk. Do you know
And you
what I mean?
didn't. You got it for free.
I got it for free, so then I'm
Okay.
claiming tax off of something I got for free.
Exactly.
You're
What
lowering your
Okay.
profit amounts, which means you pay less in taxes.
Yep.
Yeah.
What I did when I worked for Joshua at Redline Club, and now that I am the owner of Redline Club, what I do is when I have to go and I have to purchase something that is specifically for the actual business, I will go and I will, write up my total of what it is that I spent, and I take that, and after I put all of those things into Redline Club storage, then I go to the bank and I open up my business account and reimburse myself from that.
You know,
Yeah, that's
in the
also an option.
beginning, I actually did that a few times because it was never my thing like this. I was always had the plan to where I was gonna let GodWorks build up enough money in the bank account to where it would fund itself. Basically, that was always my ultimate goal. So I feel like if
Well, it
that
should
would have
be.
happened, that would have been the correct route instead of me putting my own money into it. So
Well,
that
at the
makes
end of the
sense
day,
that I was doing
yeah.
it wrong.
And at the end of the day, Jimmy, the money that's in GodWorks should be self-funding it. What you
Yeah,
need to do is
exactly.
figure out what you need in terms of a week, or what your stash needs to hold to be able to be self-fulfilling, right?
Yeah.
And then from there, always withhold that minimum amount in the business account. And then if you're smart, you take whatever that cost would be to completely refill your stash. You keep that there plus say 20% for padding in case, something
Yeah.
happens.
That's how.
And then
I've
everything
always-
else that is fuck you money. You can do
Yeah.
with that money whatever you want.
I've looked at it differently, right? Any money the business has made, I've always made sure I've had 100K to put in that stash at any times needed,
Which is fine.
right?
But
I
my
never
point is everything
understood-
outside of that should be
Yeah.
your money.
Yeah,
So-
I never understood that if GodWorks didn't directly make that money, and say I was working at PD, made $1 million, I went and took 200,000 of that PD money and put it in there. I couldn't calculate as an expense because it's money out of my own pocket
Yeah.
towards the business. I
Yeah,
never
the business
actually
didn't pay for that.
I technically did. So
Yeah.
that makes
Employees?
sense. That makes sense.
What do you mean by employee
Oh.
skip?
We just got to be a little bit more careful in the future about that, okay?
Yeah, I never actually knew that because I figured Even though I'm the operator, I'm not technically the business, I guess you could say.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're two separate entities
Exactly.
in terms
And
of how the city looks at it.
yeah, exactly. So I never understood that ball game of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So,
I always
does
thought
somebody have a
if
drink?
I
I'm
put
about to
50K
pass out.
and boom.
I just
people
ran
can
out.
do it.
Speaking of
The
which,
screen
who
has
was
gone
that down there that had?
entirely
Who was that guy down there with the black suit? He looked familiar.
Rodney?
Was that Rodney? Almost reminded me
Yeah,
of
he has a
Jeffrey.
black-
Jesus, thank you, Jimmy.
He has a black suit on. I
So
don't know if
going
that's who you're
forward,
talking about.
going forward, Jimmy, in terms of the way the business operates, require your employees to write down how much they spent on buying stash materials, and then
Okay.
just reimburse them.
Okay.
That way you'll always be good to go in terms of tracking that stuff.
Okay. Doing it
ensure
that,
that-
way means I wouldn't have to change anything.
Anything.
That's the
Okay.
Just
problem,
making
Michael.
sure that the business
Contracts.
is actually properly paying for those materials.
They
That's
can
okay.
sue him in civil court for
Okay.
that money back.
That will
Yeah,
fix
yeah.
your entire
Contracts.
tax issue
Contracts.
on that front. Now, the other thing is to make sure that your accountant is actually adding all of the right things to your taxes. So I know you trust Natalie explicitly, but as the owner, it's also still your responsibility at the end of the day to pay those taxes. So you need to
Yeah.
be eyeballing them too,
Okay.
because maybe you would have noticed that the K for the engines was missing,
Yeah,
right?
that makes
So
sense. I didn't
you-
notice until Haley said something. To be honest.
Yeah.
And that's
so
horrible.
so that's important. So
Okay.
the plan going forward is Zach's going to go through and perform the audit and figure out what's missing. Okay. And then from there, he'll report it back to probably Haley, and then Haley will get back with me, and we'll figure out a repayment plan that
Okay.
won't break the bank for Godworks, but also will ensure that, it's paid up. And then I will work with Haley to get an announcement out in terms of the businesses to
So
fix this
tonight,
going forward.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we can't necessarily go through every business and audit it.
Mhm.
That's a whole lot
Closely.
of fucking work.
No.
Right.
Kidding me.
So unfortunately,
People
you're
have
gonna
been
have to,
lost,
you're gonna have to bite the bullet on this one as an example.
Kinda,
You
sorta.
good, David?
Um,
You stop talking.
Oh, did I? I'm sorry.
You
Uh,
didn't for me. Yeah, I think that was you.
Huh?
You can hear me still, right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Disregard. I've
Jimmy?
actually found it.
Zach?
Me?
Jimmy.
Hello, Jimmy.
Hello?
Is it? I think his head's about to pop.
Yeah, I don't think Jimmy here.
Jimmy.
Hey,
Oh, dear.
Jimmy.
Down southbound San Andreas, taking a right face City Ave. heading
Jimmy. Jimmy. Jimmy.
Bye,
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
For a second there, I
Oh,
thought
now
you
I
were
think-
making a Chia Pet commercial joke.
What the fuck?
We
I
thought you
was.
were about to, like-
Now I can hear you guys. That was
All right.
really weird.
So yeah, unfortunately, you're gonna kind of have to be an example in this particular case because we can't go through every business at this point and expect PD detectives to sit down and go through everybody's
It's gonna be a lot just
stuff.
to go through yours and yours spent
Yeah.
everything not very long. Can you imagine we
So-
went through the clips?
What you chasing?
Yeah.
Sultan.
Oh,
Now you
God.
can hear us now.
So we're gonna get an announcement out as well, clarifying this expense issue, and hopefully what this will mean is the city actually will make more
Right, have
money
you got Harry with you?
going
Oh yeah.
forward.
Well, that was the
Okay.
game. That was the goal.
Right, me and
for
you
the
go
Godworks,
now.
wasn't it?
Well, I mean, every business's goal is to make money for the city to
We can
improvements
proper
and stuff
play
like that.
this.
We wouldn't have half the great
Like,
things
to
that
the
Haley's
point
been
where
able to
we
put in
actually
it.
get him
The
Like I
taxes
said,
weren't
car,
working.
I want you guys to know
Come
I was
over in
never
elevator.
upset that this happened.
Search him, get all his shit off him.
Right?
Do you know what I mean?
At the end of the day, if something's wrong, I'd rather you come because I run Godworks as squeaky fucking clean
Well,
as I
yes.
knew how to do.
He 100%
I care about
knows.
this. This is my baby. I'm gonna be honest
Well,
with you. If this
what
shit
other
got
options
taken
have we
away,
got?
you'd probably never
We
see me
need
again.
someone
It's
to
the
play
only thing
dumb,
holding
and
me.
I'll
Well,
play dumb.
It's my love.
Jimmy, that's
And
why-
my friends.
That's why
I'll
I,
do it without
and I can't come to you as the operator first on these audits because
you. And you get
I need
Harry.
to start from the ground up to start
Send
from
him
that
an email or
perspective and start
something.
seeing where things are happening, right? Because you're going to see things entirely different than the other people are going to see things. So
Call him.
I was taking this from an innocent until proven guilty perspective, but I had to work in a certain
Someone,
order
where
before
are
we
you?
got to you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm in
So like I said, at the end of the day, my goal here was never to take away your business license. That is still not the goal. And will
I
not
know
be the
that's
goal.
not your guys'
you know.
goal. You know what I mean.
But the other,
made
so as far
You
as
made the call
fixing your
in the
taxes
parking
and stuff
lot.
like that, Is that all clear now in terms of what needs to happen in
Yeah,
the future?
yeah,
and
yeah, I know.
what'll happen in terms of correcting it?
Yeah, I know how I
Okay.
need to go about
So-
it, and I know what I need to do from now on.
The other issue we have to talk about is you made a little bit of a boo boo. You know when you fired Sawyer right after you found out that she was the one that reported you?
Yeah.
You know that's a labor violation, right?
Go have a look upstairs. have a
Well,
look.
you know
I
that
shall
that's
go
not why
here
I
as
fired her,
well.
right? I didn't fire her because she reported me. That's what I was literally just talking about.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, right? If my employees were unhappy, from what I was told, if my employees were unhappy, they could have came to me. I'm not mad that this whole audit thing, I have
Angel's
nothing to
texting,
hide.
Faith.
I'm
She's ringing
upset
him now.
that she went behind all of our backs after working here for 3 days
She's
and
about
went
to
and
get arrested.
spoke
We
for
aided and
my
abetting.
employees and all this shit. That's something I can't have, and that's just drama waiting to start. You know what I
Sure,
mean? I
but
talked
you
to Rodney and all them and said,
But you got to look at the way it looks from the outside. Like
I understand that. Yeah.
that does not look good in any way, shape, or form.
Rolled up with
I mean, at
Like-
the end of the day, you guys seen what's happening. I can't have someone like that who's gonna fucking like I said, I have nothing to hide. I was honest from the gate with everything, right? The fact
were.
of the matter is, fucking the fact that she came here and within 3 days she's already starting drama and shit. I understand, yeah, there was something messed up, but there was nothing like there was no like I don't know how to put it, dude. I just don't know how to put it. There's
Okay,
just
so-
no
Having
like,
personally witnessed her behavior up at Godworks and at large, I understand she is an extremely dramatic person and she is desperate for attention. Is that what you're saying?
then
Yes, there's no like I literally told Zach, I did Zach a favor. I only hired her because she was up there with Zach all the time, and she was like, you know, can I have a job here? I'm up here all the time anyway. You know, I'm with Zach. I'm Zach's girlfriend, Zach Rivera, by the way. And I was like, Zach, if you trust her, I'll let you handle it. I'll hire her based off of your word, right? Because I trust you. I don't really know the fucking person at all. You know what I mean? That's the only reason why I hired her is because she was up there with Zach all the time. Fact of the matter is, like, yeah, anyone can report anyone. I'm not mad about that, right? Because
Well, Michael, you don't like Jimmy, so
Natalie fucked up, right? I have nothing to hide.
With all
from
due
anyone,
respect.
especially with Godworks.
We're not saying
At
that
all.
you do, but what we're saying is that you've now created a really rough optic that I'm gonna have to try and deal with. Because you know she's gonna come.
Hello,
to me now for a
Yassine,
lawsuit,
welcome.
Right? For termination, based on some retaliation.
I
You
mean,
know that's
if
what's
that-
gonna
if-
happen,
if
right?
that happens, then that is what it is, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
know
the
that
reason I
Porsche
fired her is
Jacobs,
because
Tanners.
I'm not gonna deal with that shit, dude. She went
I've got a
behind all of
fucking
our
gut
backs
feeling
and
it is.
said things about my employees that all of them have came to me and told me that they have never once spoken to her about. Right? They all were in agreement as well. You know what I mean? It was never about her coming to you and reporting that. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, from my understanding was someone fucked up, maybe Natalie, whoever. In this case, now I find out it was me, not understanding properly. But it was never because she came to you guys. And did that. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
Well, Jimmy, if I may, it sounds like you have a good basis for a defense if she decides that she wants to try to sue you. Just keep that
She
in
was
mind.
there for
But-
3 days, bro.
but
3 days, and she's
Also, can I just raise a point here? Why the
Yeah.
fuck did you hire the woman that reported you to PD for illegal weapons, and then supposedly or reportedly made up a bunch of stories about sexual assault or sexual harassment about you?
not the same person.
No, it comes
Oh.
back to
Oh.
because it comes back to
Okay.
a Bugatti.
Oh, shit.
registered
Okay.
to Wells
Okay,
Fargo.
I thought it was the same person. Whoops.
22 TXZ.
I hired Sawyer because she was
510.
dating Zach, and I've seen her in passing. She's always been chill with me. I give
Pretty much
everyone a
positive
fucking
it's,
chance,
Jacob
dude.
Tanners.
And then the moment this shit starts to happen, like I already went through that shit with
I reckon
Oakley,
it's
with
22
fucking
TX.
Hazel.
I'm good, but I'm
now this
laughing
other
so hard
random
at David
chick that I
inside
have no
right
idea
now.
Who she is, barely know her. Comes
He
in,
forgot about
like, bro,
Sawyer's
it'd be
old
different
character,
if she
Oakley,
came to me,
who
came to her,
fled the
that's
city.
fine. Go ahead and do what you need to do, but
Stop
it
pushing
wasn't.
fucking-
It was straight from malicious. It wasn't. It's out to
Mhm.
get me,
It comes back
bro.
to an
Out to
Aaliyah
get me. I
Willow-
don't know what it
Williams,
is with
but
these
I don't
girls,
think that's correct,
but
though.
fucking hell, bro.
All right. Well, I just need you to. I just need you to be for it to be transparent that this may result in her at least trying to bring a lawsuit. So
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's fine, dude. She could do
I'm
what she
sure
wants
he
to
had
do.
a white
The
one
fact of the matter is,
with
she
red
worked there
wheels,
for
and
3
I'm
fucking
9%
days.
sure it's
I
that
gave her
122
opportunity
TX,
because she
and
was
I've
with
got no
Zach
fear of this.
Rivera. That was
Make
his
contact
girlfriend.
with him.
Zach is a
I'm
very
gonna
trusted
go
employee of
upstairs.
mine. I fucking love Zach to death, and she was
So
up there
I'm
all
gonna
the time.
go up. If
Right?
it takes
She
off, I'm
like
gonna be placing
I
spikes
talked to
up ahead.
Rodney and the other employees. They never
if it-
even discussed
if he gets
any
spiked,
of
he
this
gets
with
spiked.
her.
see, but that's
And then
because Rodney just told us that she overheard him and Zach talking about it.
Well, that's a different story, right? But still, he never went to her directly. And
That
then
they
she
do,
went
Roxo.
behind everyone's
straight
back.
They do.
But
Put
the catch
Put
is,
spikes down there right now.
you know, if there's wrongdoing, that's what a whistleblower is, right? If they feel that there's wrongdoing, they have the ability to report it without fear of retaliation
Further
to
forward,
a higher
you idiot.
authority.
Go further
In this
forward.
case,
Well,
it's the mayor
Bro,
because
you're
we don't
very
have
obvious. You're in
you
middle
know,
of
a
and
bunch
that's
of
fine.
oversight.
Like I said,
So-
that's
you
fine.
fucked it.
I didn't fire her because of that at all. I didn't fire her because
Well,
she reported
let's
shit.
see if that becomes a lawsuit. But I'm just making it clear that the optics don't look good on your part. So,
It is
expect
what
if
it
she
is,
has
bro.
friends to get some plaque from them.
Right, can I get another unit to come down to us now?
I mean, if that's the case, you know, the shit with Hazel, fucking, they tried to kill me and shit the day my house was fucking raided. And PD didn't even see that shit happening. I had her in cells, dead to caught with another cop telling them that they seen her with the gun run into
Grab
the
that
car,
unit,
but I
come
had
down
to
here
let
and try and
her
box
go
them in.
because there was no evidence.
Oh, I got it.
Even though
Alright.
Bailey physically seen her.
Oh,
So it is what
Alright.
it is.
So at this point in time, do we have anything else that we need to bring up with Jimmy?
not that I'm aware of.
Can I pay you your money, David, please, so I get this taken care of?
Yeah, sure.
Get him pinned.
You probably need my number.
I have it.
Bloody hell!
Oh, okay. Fox, how long do you think it'll take you to finish your side of the audit?
Give me 24 hours.
Nope, he's taking off.
Okay.
That's the longest it could
11
possibly
PM
take.
Central.
11 p.m. Central, sir.
Get away.
Is-
Okay. So Jimmy, we'll look at possibly having you opened back up in 48 hours at the latest. All right.
Okay.
What'll happen is he'll give us the numbers. Haley and I'll sit down. We'll go over
Oh,
some things and figure out a repayment plan so she can sit down with you
My
about
cat's
that.
fucking
And
magnetized the thing
then
again.
from there, you know, we'll try to get hours
Alright,
back open,
okay.
and you can just start focusing on the repayment plan.
Oh, yeah.
And in all
And
honesty,
then just not do this shit again.
if
Oh,
it
yeah.
takes
Yeah,
less
I-
if
I
it takes
can
less than
understand.
24 hours, I will give the information to both
Off-ramp.
Haley and David directly so that they can get to work on it sooner rather than later.
Go ahead. Feel free to send an official email.
I've lost him.
At
Gone.
least my way. That way I can.
Yeah.
handle
Yes,
it
sir.
from that
Absolutely.
perspective. Just because I may be working when you finish, or my other job.
Right.
when
Yeah,
you,
no, I might be
finish.
working my other job.
If we get him,
I go
But
to
then
sleep
hey-
now.
Yeah. All right. Let's get out of her office so she can go to bed.
Yes.
Mark 97 to that latest.
Come on, Jimmy.
For my
911
desk.
call.
Yeah, I'll follow up.
Well, at least we got this taken care, or identified mostly
I'm
for the
just
part, most
starting
part.
to
Haley.
look
Yeah.
at
Yes.
As
Yeah,
soon as we
that's-
see him, we
Let me
like,
clean this scribble off the floor.
that point.
That was Lauren.
Oh, I know. And she probably borrowed Ralph's crayons.
Yeah.
He is
Eat them.
trying to bait
On
us.
that note, David, I do think I need your
If he
number, don't I?
wants to play those- Tanner, if he wants to play
you?
those games,
Here.
we'll play
I don't have it.
It's fine.
A lot of people don't have my numbers, which honestly is the best thing in the fucking world.
Believe you me, I know. For some reason, people keep giving my phone number out, and I've been asking them which one of you did it.
We also gotta remember this.
Well, I mean,
is
I don't
like
have a choice as a
high-priority
public figure.
suspect in pretty much all
Fucked either
crimes
way.
he does.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know why we're not.
I've got
going
eyes
for
on him. I
green
can hear him.
lights.
it's killing me. Everybody keeps telling me you should run for mayor, and I'm like, why would I give up my
No, fuck
detective
that.
job?
Yeah,
Fuck that shit, I'm out.
Well, honestly, I love the fact that I actually do good police work, or at least I feel like I do.
I genuinely
Just
don't
shoot
know
me a text
why
that way you're not waiting for
we're
the
not
contact
taking
signature.
Oh no, I got it already. We're good.
Stop him.
Well, yeah, but I don't have yours.
No, didn't I send it to you? Oh, hang on.
We can't just instantly.
All right, I'll just send you a text
Yeah,
then.
just text me. It'll be so much faster.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll wait to hear back from you.
Yeah, soon, I promise.
Just did it again with lots of clips.
Just be careful with clips and things. That's better as well.
Play a part there.
Oh,
'Cause
Well, I
obviously
guess.
consider like Natalie a friend and everything. So
Well, Haley, I guess the point
How you
of this
doing?
is that none of us No
Not
tax.
too bad about you, Mr. Fox.
Yeah.
I'm alive and breathing, functioning, kind of. Since I am technically on duty.
All that I would say is
Now I
it
have a
looks
way to fix it.
fixable, so that's good.
Now I have a way to fix everything.
Well, anyway,
And now
it
we're
looks
gonna
like
fly
I'm
and
needed
do
on the streets
things.
again, so
Looks like it could be fixable
I hear the
without
car still.
Jimmy.
time to go to do my other job.
Losing
I'm looking under
company,
here.
Natalie,
1 second.
which is the
Of
best.
course.
can I send you a little bit of money to go grab some
Well,
stuff
yeah,
from
that's
Pearls
why
for
I
me?
said
Because I'm about to
I-
pass out soon.
Yeah.
Maybe check right by.
Give you a reference quickly,
no,
don't
no,
you?
I'll give you this.
Oh,
and
you can
then
do
we'll
that
come
too,
back
I
with
guess.
it.
We'll be fine.
Takeaway's open.
We'll put it
as
this
well.
way.
Well, but I'm gonna go upstairs and
I
I'm gonna
got that
go upstairs
message
and
initially 4
help
hours
Jimmy
ago.
with his
That's when I
pumpkin
was
stuff.
going to bed.
I'll see you later.
Oh, okay.
He's already here.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll work on writing that.
Okay.
Haley, I'll work
Most
on writing
definitely.
that.
attention out from right now because we're gonna end up with more.
Also,
I'm
It's
gonna go
all-
get some
Mr.
rest.
Ross,
for
I
you.
make an appointment with a female.
I mean, you know my apartment number.
I do. I'll see you there.
Come here. We'll
Your
take
wife
care
is
of it.
touching my
She
husband.
touched my belly
Even
button.
if I'm asleep, just
What you want?
let yourself in, whatever.
Will do.
That's not
I know
nice,
where my
man.
spot on the bed
Nah,
is.
man.
I need
Yeah.
your help. I fell off the
All right.
fucking
Yeah.
bike.
All right, everyone. Duty calls.
Right, I'm going. Do you need
Have fun,
to
Zach.
see you
Thank you,
soon,
Zach.
Get your ass
guys?
upstairs and
Yeah,
take care of
I'm
your
gonna
stuff and shit.
drive home and
Oh,
sleep.
Jojo, drive me home.
Zach,
Yeah, Jimmy?
come here. I have to go talk to Ron.
Tony Costello.
Thank you, buddy. I love you, man.
Love you
I'm
too, brother.
serious.
He was parked up outside the
And that's exactly why I got involved. Lauren called me on the radio and told me that something was going on while I was working EMS, no less. And then when I found out what was going on, I switched over, I got into my cop uniform, and I headed up there as soon as I possibly could because I'm sitting there
I
going,
appreciate you.
this needs to be looked into properly this time. And then when
If I
that...
leave Godworks, the only thing keeping me here is you guys, and I can't do that.
I know. And believe you me, given the opportunity, I will do everything in my power to prevent that from happening. It'd be like if I lost Redline Club. Anyway, I gotta get on patrol.
Hold on, don't leave yet. Don't leave yet.
All right.
Give you a hug. Thank you.
You're welcome. I got your back, brother.
I love you.
Love you more, buddy.
All right, come on, Russ.
Just give me like.
You've got Dominic Fury next to me as well.
Mike 25 dispatch. Can I get a pickup from City Hall, please?
Yeah, 10-4, 97.
Chinese Hellcat take off from me.
Negative. It was just
He's
kind
driving
of there.
recklessly again, and every time he sees me, he starts speeding up.
I mean, you can pull him over.
Oh, sure, it's Dominic Fierce car.
Time to do a little bit of wee-woo.
I'm the Tito from work.
Fox, do you need a ride?
Nah, I'm gonna get one from the officers.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, though.
It's okay.
Hi.
1080 with a bike.
Are you offering me a ride?
Drugs, Mace Bank.
I'm dope.
It's a Honda
I mean, up to
CBR
you.
650R, I believe.
That was interesting.
All white, I believe he also had an OTF chain on him, if I'm not mistaken.
We need to find.
Was he wearing
But
a,
he's lost me.
was he wearing a radio?
Let's find Pete.
We got any idea where it
no,
might
was
be?
a bear mask. It was a white mask.
That's Jacob
Not a
Tanner.
clue.
Black hat.
Yeah, that's Jacob Tanner.
Apparently they got eyes on Jacob.
So bad. It's so bad. He's run away from us in 3 different cars on 4 different
He was
occasions.
last seen.
So what you're saying is the moment we see him, we need to take his tires because we need to catch him for everything he stole?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how it works. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what you need to do with that. Can we do that?
Tough call. It's... Commissioner could authorize it, but we can't.
Yeah. There you go.
Thanks for the ride, bud.
Good luck.
Eh, maybe.
Was that the one used after James?
Mike 25 dispatch. Now that I'm free from City Hall, is there anything going on that requires my investigations?
Yeah, Eclipse, P. Ludwig.
10-4. I meant more like, do we have any physical evidence for me to review?
Done that stolen Banshee.
That was pretty crazy. I'm glad you guys stuck through it to watch, though.
I'm in tonight to install the muncher.
10-4 on 97. $97 to help with 1080.
Hello, folks. Oh shit!
Ooh.
I need to refresh my head.
You do that. All right, Mike 25 Dispatch, you guys do me a favor. If you find any of the vehicles that were involved with the individuals who robbed us at City Hall, impound them, mark them for investigation, and put my call sign on it.
That just paints a target on your back.
That's fine with me. This is part of my job as a detective. In the meantime, Mike 25 1042-7. See you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Good luck. And Ralph, don't pass out.
No, he probably will.
He can do it. Ooh, wrong button. All right, everybody. I'm wrapping it up for the night. This detective is worn out. It's been a long day. So in the meantime... No. In the meantime, thank you all for being here, but let me do this the right way. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the stream, and thank you so much for watching. This has been a roller coaster of a day for Detective Fox. Oh my goodness. So on that note, though, we enforced the law. We did it the right way. We saved lives. And you guys became fabulous members.
You got David Ross number?
So as always, thank you for your time. Appreciate your likes, your subs, and your memberships. And as always,
I've got eyes on that guy getting a pillbox now.
there we go. Ralph was going to interrupt me. But I couldn't let him interrupt me because I needed to say, stay fabulous.